Welcome to I Can Finish Well Too. Congratulations, you've made it to the second day. We're going to talk about a few things that I wanted to give you some information on as far as one of these guys. It's very important to make sure you have water with you, or I've got green tea in mine, but you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water during your workout sessions. It's just very important that you stay hydrated. If you don't, it can cause a lot of problems. It can actually cause you to pass out, and I just want to tell you that, so I give you the information ahead of time. I had many people drop down in the gyms just because they are not hydrating. So please make sure you hydrate. Usually it's about 64 to 80 ounces a day minimum, but when you're working out, just make sure you have a nice one with you and that you kind of drink it all, I would say. So the bottom line is make sure you hydrate. If you notice my clothes, I don't want you to be a fashion statement at the gym, but I do want you to be comfortable. Nothing should be binding. It should be just nice and light. I like to layer because I like to stay warm, and then I live in Colorado, so our weather changes a whole lot. So I like to have a nice coat on, and then I have a t-shirt on and maybe a sweatshirt. So I have lots of options so I don't, one, overheat, and two, that I can remain comfortable. So, and then if you notice my shoes, these are just little cross trainers. You want to make sure that they fit well and that the laces tie and that your feet are, they're your vehicle. So you want to make sure that you get around and that they're comfortable and that you're safe. But we're going to talk about stretching today. And stretching is something that you need to make sure you do on a daily basis, even if you're not working out. It's a good idea just to take a minute before, I always like to do it before bedtime. It's a great way to relax, and it's a great way to get a great night's sleep. But it's also a great way of taking care of your muscle tissue. And I want you to picture your muscle tissue as a rubber band. It's a great example. And a rubber band, when it's in good shape, it'll do this, right? But when it gets old and kind of icky and crusty or whatever, when you do this, what happens to it? It snaps, okay? So picture your muscle. Your muscle is connected to something, okay? So let's say this muscle right here is connected to what? The knee, okay? Here's an example. If you do not stretch this muscle out and you pull it, it's going to hit that joint. So in basic terms, and I like to keep things very simple, okay? So the bottom line is when you do stretch and you do flexibility training, it keeps that muscle like a brand new rubber band. So when, let's say, you fall down, or let's say you're even, heaven forbid, in a car accident or whatever, your body can do what it needs to do to help prevent injury. But if it's tight, it's going to do this. Does that make sense? So it's going to pull on whatever it's connected to. So that let the muscle do what it's supposed to do. The other thing that's really important in flexibility training is it lubricates your joints. People don't know that, but it actually, flexibility training lubricates your joints so you can move better. So I don't know if you've ever been tight in your hamstrings, and I've had so many people come in the gym and say, my lower back hurts. Well, a lot of times I would stretch them out, and this muscle right here is called the hamstring, and this is called the glute. I'm kind of shortening them for you. Again, I'm trying to keep it simple. But one of these would be tight, and that's what was pulling on the back, because this is all connected. So if this is tight, it's connected to this, which is connected to this, which is connected to this, which is connected to your back, right? It's connected to your spine. And so when you have that back pain, a lot of times, and we're going to check today, I'm going to show you what to do about that, is when this is tight, it will pull on this, but when we get this nice and loose, no more back pain. I can't tell you how many times it's happened. And I believe that, and I hope that that might be your situation if you do have back pain. But let's see. So I'm going to get you started. This is segment 1 on stretching, okay? And I want you to take things slow. And what you're going to do is you're going to do each stretch. I'm not going to demonstrate it for 15 seconds like you would do in a normal segment. I just want you to understand the routine so you can play it over and over again and follow it. But the bottom line is just follow the routine, and it really protects this area that we need to protect. So what I want you to do is sit down on a nice mat. If you're comfortable at your own home to be on your carpet, I'm fine with that too, okay? You're going to lay back down right here. Your knees are bent, okay? The reason your knees are bent is it keeps the lower back down on the mat. Try this. Put your legs straight. Do you feel your lower back kind of bow and go up? We don't want that. We want to have your knees down and your lower back into the mat, okay? The first thing I want you to do, get your body nice and even, okay? Take a deep breath, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to put your one leg up. Now, if you cannot reach your leg, the way you can modify it is putting a towel around your leg and hold. But if you can, all you're going to do is hold your leg. And you're going to feel this right here that I was talking about earlier. Right here is where you're going to feel it being tight. And if this is tight and you have lower back pain, we need to get these nice and loose, and you will see a huge difference in how you feel. So you're going to hold this for 15 seconds, okay? And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put this leg down before we go to the next movement. So it's leg down, foot over here, and you're going to take this hand, pull yourself down, and you're going to put this hand over here, straight out behind you, okay? Now, if you can't bring your leg all the way down, this isn't about forcing things. This is about just easily bringing this down. Just like with cardio, if you can only do 5 minutes, if you can only do this, you can only do this. If you can only do this at this point, it's all about getting there. Figure out where you're at, and then we're going to get a baseline, and we're going to move forward. That's what this is about, okay? So this is the second movement. The third movement is you're going to bring this over, bend that knee. See this right here? You're going to put this right on your leg, okay? And all you're going to do is pull this in. So you're going to lift this leg up, and it's going to actually stretch on the other side, this glute. Does that make sense? And you're going to hold. Now, if this is too hard for you to do just with your leg, you can put your hands through your legs, lay back down, and hold it with your hand. And that's fine too. Next thing you're going to do is put this foot down. You're going to bring this down on the floor, and you're going to relax. So we're hitting this whole area right in our lower extremities at this point. And that's what we want to do at this point. Reason being is a lot of times we want to protect the spine. It's very important, okay? And then you're going to come up, bring this leg down, and guess what? You got to do the other side. You don't want to walk around in a circle, okay? So bring this leg up, hold it for 15 seconds. Again, 15 seconds elongates the muscle. That's what we're interested in. If it's just this and then this, you're not doing anything. Let's take our minute and take our time and relax. And I want you doing some deep breathing during this, breathing through your nose and out through your mouth. And just relax, okay? The next one, again, this is the second one. You're going to put your left hand here, your right hand here, and you're just going to easily bring it to the side. Now, if you, again, can't go all the way to the floor, I don't care. It's about your journey, and you start where you are, okay? And you're going to hold this. You're going to feel this all the way down your side. You're going to feel this even in your chest and your shoulder, okay? It's a full-length body stretch. And you're going to bring this over. You're going to put this leg on the ground. Protect that lower back. This right here goes right here, okay? I don't get real technical because I don't want you confused. Let's just keep it easy. Right here, bring this in. Again, if this is too much, lift your head right here, and then bring your head back down because I do not want you straining your neck. Let your neck relax, okay? You're just going to hold for 15 seconds, nice and easy, okay? The last one right here on this segment, you're going to bring this down and just let it hit the floor. You're going to feel this all the way through. The last thing I want you to do is you're going to come back up, and I want you to do this. You're going to put your feet together, and all you're going to do is lay here. What this does is this opens up the whole front of your body. These hip flexors right here are very, let's just say if they get tight, it can cause a lot of problems. So if all you do, this is just a stretch you can do anytime while you're laying in bed, and you can just relax, and your knees want to drop to the floor, okay? And that's segment 1 of stretching. You made it. I want you to stretch at the end of every workout, okay? At the end. So when you're doing your cardiovascular exercise, and the reason I only want you to do 3 days a week to start is we need to start somewhere. But again, this needs to become a habit and part of your lifestyle, and you will get tons of results with 3 days a week. But the bottom line is that we want to get healthy. We don't want to overdo it. I'm into this for the long haul. I've always been the trainer that wants to see you in 10 years doing your thing. And if we do too much too fast, guess what happens? We put on the brakes, life comes up, and we don't want to do it anymore. So we're done with that. Less is more. Let's just start slow and work up, and we'll get there, okay? I'll see you on day 3.